Bill McIntosh teaches AI non-stop. Success is his game, marketing's his fame. McIntosh, the marketing ace, follow his lead to the winning place with AI and a clever spin. Join him now, learn to win. Learn his way, don't delay. If you do, you'll make your fortune today.
Hey, welcome.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. I got producer Nick in studio. He's here in honor of my birthday. So glad you're here, producer Nick. Normally he's at home broadcasting, so he's back here again. And I want to welcome everybody to the show. Of course, I'm your host, Bill McIntosh, and this show is all about entrepreneurship, and particularly how do you use digital marketing and various AI strategies and some of the modern persuasion and marketing to make a whole heck of a lot of money with an online business. And that's what the show is all about. And I think we might be having some problems with YouTube. I don't know if we are actually live or not. So if you're out there, give me a big hello in the chat. And let's just make sure that we are actually live, because something seems wrong with the stream.
Yeah, I've got you live on mobile and
Okay.
DE Production and Regina. And a happy birthday for DE Production.
Oh, thank you. Cool. All right. Okay.
Happy birthday from Dave.
Oh, hey, Dave. Thank you, Dave. All right, good. Sorry, thought we were having some technical glitches and other things going on. Let me just check too and make sure that the email went out. It did go out. I didn't check the link in it. Hopefully it went to the right place. Well, let's see here if I managed to butcher that. No, that's working too. Okay. All right, something's weird about today's show, but whatever. On that note, we're going to get started. And of course, again, this content is all about how to generate profit and how to, whether you're trying to create a side hustle to have some additional income from using some of these strategies, or you're starting a brand new business, or maybe you already have a business and you're looking to expand it. And it is my mission, it's my personal mission in life, to help as many entrepreneurs get to a point of success. Over the last 25 years, I've been starting, growing, and scaling pretty successful online businesses. I've done many multi-million-dollar businesses over the years, to the tune of over $100 million generated by all those different businesses. But again, I've been doing this for 25 years, got a lot of experience, and now it's my turn to share that with you. And that is the purpose of this show. And I am glad that you're here with me. And then, as producer Nick said at the beginning, this week is my birthday. And in fact, tomorrow I'm actually having a special show where I'm actually going to give out gifts to you for my birthday.
Reverse birthday.
Exactly. It's a reverse birthday. That's what I do. For several years now, that's been how I do it. I flip it around, and it's a reverse birthday. So we're going to be giving you gifts tomorrow on our special broadcast. And I'm looking for, I got Daniel behind the scenes trying to get me a link. Maybe can you message him as well, Nick, and get me a link to that? So I'll give you a link to join that. Some of you may have heard about it already. We've emailed the list about it. And it's also a sneaky little way for me to promote a brand new thing we are doing. We're doing something absolutely amazing with affiliate marketing, with ClickBank, with some AI technology that has never existed in the history of mankind that we built. And we're going to be showing that off tomorrow as well. So that is through a very special integration with ClickBank. It's something that came out of a meeting that I had with them when I was up at their headquarters. A month and a half back or so. And so that is now ready to launch, and I'd like to show that off. And we'll have some fun celebrating my birthday at the same time. So if you tune in for that, you'll get some gifts. I have some cool stuff. I may even give you a card with money in it for a gift. So somebody's going to get that while we're live. All right, awesome. So with that, I want to remind you as well that if you want more content about success, entrepreneurship, getting traffic to your website, making sales, all the different business models that you could possibly want to make money with, you want more info on this kind of stuff, make sure you've subscribed to the channel. We're like this close to hitting 15,000 subscribers today. Are we? We're going to hit it while we're live, maybe?
Probably.
All right. So if enough of you who haven't yet subscribe now, we'll crack through that 15,000 subscriber mark, which is exciting. That's, producer Nick has been working really hard on this channel, and it's nice to see it growing like crazy. Okay, well, today we're going to be talking about, I've got two content segments. They're both going to be kind of similar. So as you might know, we did have a breakout video on the channel about a topic called NotebookLM. Do you guys, who saw that video? Anybody see the NotebookLM video that we released? Got a ton of views. It's our #1 video on the channel. But
Have you crossed 50K on that yet?
No, I think we're at 40. Yeah, we're 40-something thousand views. Yeah. Yes, so we released that video and we did some training on that in a previous live session. And so I'm curious if you guys saw that. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So good. Okay, so many of you did see it. So if you haven't seen it, I cover the topic of NotebookLM in kind of a general fashion. They released a really awesome new feature. Well, they did it again. They released another new feature. So I'm going to show you today how to use this new feature, but more importantly, I'm going to show you how to use NotebookLM to actually get traffic. So a lot of people are showing how to use this AI tool to like make content and stuff, and we're going to talk about that. But what if you could use it to get traffic? And I don't think I've seen anyone explaining how to do what I'm going to show you. It's a secret. So it's a secret for now, at least till we publish it on the channel. But I'm going to show you a strategy that you can use to get what are called backlinks pointing back to your website. So you're going to be able to get links from places all around the web pointing to your website. You're going to get traffic. You're going to get real visitors. You're going to get love from Google and get a bunch of traffic in the long term. Okay, so you're going to get all of that by applying what I'm going to show you on today's show. So we're going to be recording that content during the show. Also, the second half of the show, I'm going to be showing you, is it 5 or 6 case studies we did? Six. So 6 different case studies of people who are already using NotebookLM successfully in their businesses. So we'll give you 6. We have 5 steps in the first training and 6 case studies in the second training. And we're going to show you how real people right now are using NotebookLM and all the ways they're using it in their businesses, which is kind of cool because Google has come out and said they want people to use this free tool in their businesses and to help people all around the planet with this tool. And they've released it for free. I don't know if it's going to be free forever, but for the immediate future, it certainly is. So they're very happy the way we're using it. And so I look forward to teaching you more about that. So that is the topic of today's show. And if there continues to be as much interest in NotebookLM going forward, I have some really awesome hacks on how to hack NotebookLM to do some really awesome video and audio stuff that you might have not heard of before. So there's still enough interest in that. We're going to keep the NotebookLM party going on next week's show if you guys want more. Cool. Well, then with that, I think okay, cool. So Nick has that. So you have that link? Did Daniel send it to you?
He did, yes.
Okay, cool. So a quick little plug before we get into today's content. If you want to join me on tomorrow's birthday bash. So tomorrow we're going to be doing a celebration of my birthday, and it's going to be a reverse birthday bash where you get the presents. So I have a 2-part agenda. Number 1, we'll have a little bit of fun just celebrating my birthday. I'm going to give you some gifts, and some of them will be fun, like actual prizes and physical gifts and maybe some cash, a virtual card with some money in it. So I'm going to do the reverse gift giving. Then we're going to be showing off a new tool. It's a brand new AI tool that is in our labs. It's never been released, never been shown before, and it's due to a relationship that I have developed with ClickBank. It came out of a meeting at ClickBank headquarters some time ago. We built this awesome engine that can help anyone promote affiliate products. So, and if you're not familiar with affiliate marketing, that's where anyone with no experience, no business, no website even can actually make money by promoting different kinds of products and services, and you get paid commissions for doing so, right? So tomorrow I'm gonna show off and release this amazing tool that puts affiliate marketing into the reach of anyone without experience. So if you're interested in seeing that and being part of the birthday celebration, head on over to the link that Nick, there we go, let's put it right there in the chat. So, and then I'm going to go into studio. I forgot to go into the YouTube studio. And go here. There we go. So now I'm in YouTube studio and I can see it. Okay, so I'm going to pin that for now, pin message. So if you haven't yet registered for the birthday bash, please go there and do that. And with that, we're going to get into the topic for today. All right. Got everything set up. Going to get my screen sharing going. And we're ready to go. How about you? Yeah. I got an important question for you, though, Nick, before we get started.
Let's hear it.
What do vampires never order for dinner?
What do they, I have a guess, but I won't say it. But what do they never order?
A steak.
I knew it. It's not coming. I still like it.
There we go. There's our Halloween themed the dad joke. So,
are you asking it to make them Halloween theme?
No, I didn't. It actually just did that. I don't know why I got a vampire.
It knows the season.
Yeah. The other one it gave me was about grapes.
Okay. Are they scary grapes?
No scary grapes. No scary grapes. So I'll ask you about grapes a little bit later.
You should dress up in a Halloween costume for the next show.
I don't think so.
That one's on the 30th.
Yeah. Well, what am I going to dress up as?
But we should have the chat. Just tell us what.
For those of us who are old, I could be Clippy. Do you know who Clippy is? See,
is that the word the Microsoft?
Yes, exactly. Before AI, it was sort of like an AI avatar, but not really AI. So, who remembers Clippy? Anybody? Let's see. We're going to say who is old. We'll point out the old people here. Anybody who's young is going to be like, who? Yeah, who remembers Clippy? Give me a shout out for Clippy if you remember him in the chat, or am I the only old one here? Okay, cool. I guess I'm just old. Okay, then with that, we're going to get into it. And we get screen sharing set. So we need to share audio. Okay, get it set that way. And we'll come here. And I got a little teleprompter bit for the start of the segment. A hard time seeing it though. Let's see if I can tuck that in here. The teleprompter bag didn't get closed. Okay. Let's see if I can get this going here. Come on. I promise we're getting to it soon. Okay. Okay. Let's see. I don't know why I can't see. Oh, because the
windows?
Yeah. Can you close just the blinds right behind you?
Yes.
Okay.
That's sufficient.
That's sufficient. Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay. I think lighting is still good. Okay. Okay, good. So people do remember Clippy. So thanks for that. Okay. All right, so we're all set. I got a teleprompter piece. I'm going to share the screen and dive into today's content. And then for my live audience, just like usual, I'm recording this content we're going to hand it off to my editors and my content team, and they're going to be doing things like putting it in courses or releasing videos and other things and other trainings, repurposing this content. So you might hear me doing retakes. You might hear me, make notes for my editor. And I am still here live with you, but what I'll be doing is at the end, once I've finished giving you the content, and I'll do the step-by-step training, then we're going to go to open Q&A with all of you. So you can ask any questions that you have, follow-up, confusions, stuff you want to sort out about the training. I'll tackle all of that after we record the segment, okay? Okay, cool. Then with that, I am going to start. Here we go. Google released a free AI tool that I believe is making millionaires right now. Now, to make things even better, they just dropped a brand new feature inside this AI tool. And in today's video, I'll show you how to get it to send you a flood of visitors right to your website so that you can be one of these NotebookLM millionaires. Now, this process is super simple. It takes just 5 steps. So let's get into it. Here we go. Okay, there is the hook. How was that? Good enough? Yeah?
Good.
Okay. Hook is done. Now to the content. Okay, like usual, the deck from today's content and all of the resources, links, and other stuff will be made available to you when this training is posted. Just look down below in the comments or in the description. You'll see a link where you can claim your copy. And with that, we're going to dive in. And of course, this is all about NotebookLM. This is a fairly new Google tool, and they just released some new features, and it seems like they're dropping new features almost every week now. So there's a brand new feature that I'm going to show you how to exploit it to get traffic, not just make cool content like some people are showing you how to make videos and audios and things like that. I'm going to show you how to use it to get traffic so that you can make actual, put it in the bank profit. And this is all from me in my experience as producing over $100 million in revenue across all my different internet businesses over the last 25 years. And so I'm going to show you exactly how I will be using this to get traffic to my site. Here we go. So with NotebookLM, you can make podcasts. Okay. Now, a podcast is just an audio interview, and I showed this off in our earlier training. So if you're not familiar with podcasts and how NotebookLM can make a podcast for you, I'll refer a link down below to my previous training. You can learn more about it. But basically, I'll do a quick overview, and this is going to be an important part of what we'll do next. But the first step is to generate your podcast, and in NotebookLM, generating a podcast is super simple. You can give it YouTube links. You can upload PDFs. You can point it to web pages. You can copy and paste text. You can give it a bulk of information, and then it will generate a podcast for you. That's an audio podcast. Now, I want to show you something here. This is a little trick that we're going to be covering in a minute. But notice, see this audio here? This is the podcast. And a lot of people are showing you how to make these little 5 to 10 minute podcasts using NotebookLM. And if you'll notice, look at how long that one is. This is a 38-minute podcast. I'm going to show you how you can make a really long podcast. And here's an example. This is about the 48 Laws of Power. All I did is uploaded the book. It's an actual book. I uploaded it, just copy, paste, send it on in, and we're good to go. And listen to what it...
Dive. Ready to get a little bit devious today.
I think devious is putting it mildly.
Fair enough. We're cracking open Robert Greene's 48 Laws of Power. This book, it's a little bit controversial, but, you know.
It's certainly thought-provoking.
It really is. Full of fascinating insights into how power dynamics really, truly work. We've got excerpts from all 40.
So there's an example of what one of these sounds like. And podcasts are a huge phenomenon in today's world. And we've seen it, they've become like mass culture the mass market is now using podcasts. Presidential campaigns in the United States, the candidates are appearing on podcasts all over the place. So they are mainstream and they are where people are putting attention. And so now using NotebookLM, follow the training from my earlier video. Again, I'll link to it down below. We're not going to do a deep dive on making podcasts. I'm going to show you how to one particular feature where you can make the best possible podcast and how you can make extra long podcasts as well. So we're going to cover that today. But if you're looking for a basic guide on how to do it, reference my video. I'll link to it down below, and that walks through that particular training. Okay, so we're going to generate this podcast. And what it does, it's totally free. You just sign up, and it will let you add all of these sources. You can upload PDFs, text files, MP3s, Google Docs, websites, YouTube videos, and you can give it up to 50 sources on any one particular topic. And it will study all of them, and it kind of lets you talk to those documents in a sense, but it also will let you output lots of really useful, valuable content based upon those source files, okay? And you saw, and here's an example. You can go to notebooklm.google, and that's where you can get access. If you don't have it already, just click on that Try NotebookLM button. And then it'll prompt you to attach sources. And as we saw here, let's go back. I'm going to go to the main thing and show you what it looks like when you just do a new one. You can either upload them by choosing a file, attach it to Google Docs, a Google slide, a website link, a YouTube video, or copy and paste text, okay? And again, up to 50 different files can be put in here. And then once you've put the file in, the user interface here, let's go back to this one I did here. Looks like this, okay? And we can generate all kinds of cool stuff. Table of contents, a briefing doc, a study guide, frequently asked questions. You can chat with the documents. You can use it to generate articles and all kinds of really cool stuff. Again, we're not going to get too into the weeds on that because I've covered it already on the channel in the link that's down below. But what we do need for today's training is we need the podcast. You need to do the podcast episode, and then you need to download it. So we can click, once you have generated it, you just click download right there. Okay, so we're going to click download. We're going to put it right on our computer. And there it is. Okay, so that's the first step that we need to do in order to start getting traffic. And let's move on, and I'll show you how this continues to work. Okay. Now, the other thing that they have done, this is by request. Okay, this is by request. You now can actually customize your podcast. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. So before, all you could do was hit a button, and then it was just up to Google to generate whatever they wanted. And now you can customize the podcast about the topics and other things, which I'll show you in just a moment. Now, a quick little note, when you're using YouTube videos, YouTube will usually automatically create transcripts for videos, okay? And sometimes, every once in a while, you'll try to use a YouTube video and it won't take it. It'll give you a little error, okay? If you get that, you just need to go to this resource here. So this is something by Toasty AI, and let me just see if I can get it to open in a window here. There we go. And if you have that problem, you can come here and just generate a transcript that you can then copy and paste into NotebookLM instead, okay? So if you have that problem where you're trying to add a source, if we come over here, we're trying to add a new source. And let's say you've put your YouTube link in here and it errors, okay? Instead, use this resource. Where to go?
That's it.
Okay. There we go. Use this resource to generate a transcript, and then you can copy and paste that into NotebookLM instead. Okay, just a quick little side note there. For that does happen. I ran into that actually just yesterday, where I tried to use a YouTube video, it errored, and I just needed to generate a quick transcript to copy and paste instead. Okay. Now, one of the things that a lot of people don't realize is that Google actually wants us to make money with this tool. Okay. And it's been getting a lot of attention. The media's been talking about it. I mean, look, I just had one of our best ever videos on the channel was on this topic. So there's a lot of interest in it. And there was an interview in VentureBeat. they're going to be saying here that they're going to be releasing enhanced features for businesses, universities, and organizations. Okay. So that's actually coming soon, where we'll be able to have a lot more features for businesses. And if it's like the other tools, it'll be a small paid upgrade. It probably won't cost much. I'll bet, in fact, that they'll probably give it to those who get like a Gemini Pro account, which is like, I think that's $20 a month, if I remember right.
Yeah.
And there's an example. Okay. By the way, I want to say, stick around to the end of this video. I actually have a exclusive resource that's going to make what I'm going to show you here 10 times more powerful. So I'm going to have a downloadable resource for you that you can use that's going to make this strategy super powerful, so you can get more backlinks faster, easier, and more traffic. So stick around for that. I'll be covering that and show you how to get at and claim that in just a minute. Okay, now the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take that podcast file, the one that I just downloaded, and you're going to put it on your website. Now that might sound complicated, but it's not. It's very, very easy. So all we're going to do is we're going to go to SoundCloud. That's at soundcloud.com. You're going to sign up for a free account. You can click here on upload your own. Okay. You're going to want to make sure you make your free account. You do not need to upgrade to a paid account. You can do this on a free account. And you're going to want to upload the file that I just downloaded. Okay. So once you've uploaded the file, again, just create your free account. It'll prompt you to upload it. Just upload the file that you just downloaded. Like it's right here in my downloads right there. That file that you saw me download, upload that to SoundCloud. They will give you a little piece of code that you can copy and paste into your website. And it's very simple. Like if you're in WordPress, like all of my clients use WordPress, and you can just copy and paste that into a page on your site in WordPress. Okay. And that's the perfect solution. So that is something that is step 2. Pop that SoundCloud embed. It's called an embed code. Pop that onto your site. Save it, and you're ready for step 3. Okay. So step 3 is we're going to now take that podcast and we're going to get it listed on websites all over the internet. Okay. So here is where the awesome stuff begins. When you have a podcast, it opens up the door to get it listed on sites all over the internet. Okay. Many of those sites will also allow you to have a backlink. Okay. So just by having that audio file on your site, the way we showed you, it opens the door so that you can go and submit to these sites, and they will give you a link back to your website. Now, if you're wondering, why would you want that? Well, that is the biggest factor for getting free traffic from Google, is the number of backlinks, they call them, pointing back to your website. And now, as someone who has a podcast, you can go out and get those links from very powerful, very high authority websites that Google respects. This is incredibly valuable if you're trying to rank from Google. The more of these kinds of backlinks that you have, the more authority and power you have in the eyes of Google, and the more they will trust you, the more they will rank your pages, and the more important they view your website. Okay. So that is the value here. And on top of that, you'll have your podcast listed all over the place and people listening to it. So it's getting your brand out there as well. Now, if you're a little bit technical, there's a lot of things you can do to your podcast. You can edit it to add commercials or add promotions for things into it. That's not going to be the topic of today's show, which, by the way, in the comments, drop in the comments below and let me know. Would you be interested in learning more about how to do some of that stuff? Like, what if you could create your own voices? The Google Podcasts generate a default set of voices that they're using. But what if you had a pretty simple way to make them unique, or maybe even put it in your own voice? I can show you how to do that on a future training. So let me know if you want to learn how to make really advanced podcasts, how to edit them, change the voices on them, and make them uniquely your own. Then drop a comment for me down below and let me know if that's something you're interested in. The other thing I can teach you how to do is turn these into video podcasts. So some really cool video materials you can make with these. So why not combine them? Change the voices and make a video podcast out of this as well, where you could literally have guests talking to each other. And it comes out pretty darn awesome. So let me know, again, just comment down below if you're interested in learning how to do that, and I'll cover it for you here on the channel, as long as there's enough interest in it, okay? All right, so now I hope you see the value in why we want these backlinks, because not only do we get actual real podcast listeners, we're going to get traffic of people that are going to be interested in our topic, and they're going to want to go to your site, and there'll be a nice prominent link. And let me show you an example of what one of these looks like here. So let's go back to the screen share, and I'm going to go, let's see, which one is it? Is it this one? This one. Okay. So this is an example for you of what one of these podcast listings looks like once you have done the submission. And you'll notice you can play it and listen to the podcast. There's some information here about the podcast. You'll notice there are links to all their socials. So if your business has a Facebook page, you can link to it here. See that? You can also link to your Twitter, whatever other socials you've got, and your website. There's two places that you have links here. First, you'll notice here on the screen, this right here, it's a little hard to tell because of the way the page is formatted, but this right here is an actual backlink, okay? The other backlink, if you scroll down here, we'll see it down below. See right there, official episode page, okay? That is also a backlink. And these are examples. So, and there's a whole variety of many sites that will do this. In fact, let's take a look. I have a bunch of these I'll show you really quick. This is from Content Powered. Here's a list of 40 sites and directories to submit your podcast to. Here's another one. Oops, not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Here's 75 more podcast submission sites that you can submit to, okay? Here is another one, definitive podcast directory list. There is a bunch of them listed here, okay? Here's another one, 15 essential places to submit your show. You know, those are all listed there. Now, one of the things that I want to do for you is make this simple. So stick around, I'm going to make it simple. So I'm going to give you a resource where you can get all of those directories listed in one place. I'll give it to you as a free gift. So stick around. I'll give you the link on how to get that in a moment, okay? All right, so now you can see here on the page that we're going to be submitting to all those podcast directories. And I want to ask you, maybe at this point, you're a little skeptical. Does this really work? Well, here's someone right here on Twitter. Here, let's go over to Twitter. And they're doing just this, okay? And they say here, in just over 2 hours, I curated a new podcast of 10 episodes and listed it on Spotify. 10 episodes already created, all created with this strategy. It is created with NotebookLM. So let's take a look over here. Oh, I don't have Spotify installed here, but I think we can see it. There we go. Here's their podcast listed right there for you to see. This was all created using the strategies I'm telling you. They created their podcast and then started listing it everywhere, including, as you see here, on Spotify.
You should play one or two of the episodes.
Okay, yeah. So let's play it. Well, actually, it's not wanting to play because I don't have a Spotify installed.
Oh, never mind. But yeah, that's from NotebookLM.
Spotify can't play this right now, is all it's telling me. Okay, let's try a different one.
Probably because they don't want you to do it. Right.
Okay, well then, note for the editor, you can clean this part up and clip it out. So we're going to skip playing it. But these were all these episodes were done using NotebookLM. And he talks about it here right in this tweet. Again, all these resources will be linked to you in the deck when you join our free Ingeniosity newsletter. So it's totally free. Just join our Ingeniosity newsletter and we'll give you access to all of these resources when you do that, okay? So step 4, rank. You're gonna get backlinks. So if you apply the other strategies that I teach on how to write articles and how to put content on your website designed to get you traffic, Or maybe you're somebody who uses my traffic pack services where we do all of your content marketing for you. Here is now you're giving your site extra power and extra authority so that those pages can easily rank for the keywords that you're trying to target. Now, I am a huge advocate that when you're driving traffic, you want to be building an email list. This is, maybe it used to be kind of optional, I guess you'd say, where it's nice to build an email list, but in today's world, it's mandatory. You must be building an email list. So when people are clicking through from your podcast episodes, they're coming to your website, you've got to make sure you get their names and emails and you extract that so you can do future marketing and make even more money. Okay, so it's one thing to get the visitors to your site, but then you need to capture their email addresses. And I have a whole video training on that, by the way, and I'll link to that. It's here on the channel, but I'll link to it in the deck to make it convenient for anybody who downloads the deck. You'll be able to get the straight link to that training right there. Okay. Now, here's what I'm going to do for everyone who's watching this video. If you stuck around till now and hanging in here with me, I'm going to do something for you. So we are compiling all of the directories of websites that you can post your podcast to. Okay? And here is the beginning of it. There are many, many, many more coming to this list. Okay. So this will avoid you having to go site by site, doing the research. You got 75 on one site, 40 on another, 15 on another. We are going to go compile all of those resources together into one master document that you can download. And we will make this available to everyone who joins our free Ingeniosity newsletter. So there's no strings attached. You don't have to pay anything. Just join our newsletter, and we're going to make that available to all of our newsletter subscribers. I will pop a link down below and in the comments so that you can claim that. And that's my gift to you for hanging out throughout this video to the end. And on that note, so Producer Nick, is there anything else I need to cover on this segment, or are we good?
I think we're good to go.
Okay. Okay, cool. So note for editor, you can clean that up. And here we go. I'll do the closeout and wrap up here now. So that's it for this video. If you got value from it, make sure, give me a thumbs up. You know what to do there. Tap that like button and drop any comments, again, any questions you have about this strategy, and vote. Let me know. Do you want me to cover how to change the voices in NotebookLM to make them uniquely your own, and how to do video podcasts using NotebookLM as well? If there's enough interest, then I will cover those topics. Drop those comments down below. And then finally, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We release awesome content like this all throughout the week, every week, because it is my mission in life to help you succeed as an entrepreneur. That some many years ago, I made that my personal life's mission. It's my way to have an impact on the world. And if you want more content from me and my team, then subscribe to the channel and make sure you smash that bell icon, because YouTube is famous for you subscribe to a channel and then they don't notify you when we make content. The only way you can be sure you'll get the notification is if you tap the bell icon and you specifically tell YouTube that you want all your notifications from me. And then those will all come through. You'll be notified of the next bit of content. And on that note, that's it for today. See you next time. All right, audience. So we are going to be doing Q&A as usual. So Producer Nick has been watching the chat while I've been jabbering away, and we'll take up all of your questions in just a moment. So go ahead. If you have questions, you can pop them in there now. We're going to take a very quick commercial break, and then we will be right back with all of your questions.
The presidents, celebrities, or characters in this video are all fake and generated by artificial intelligence.
You know, the other day while I was resting my eyes, I woke up to find that I'd built an entire online business.
Really, Joe? How'd you manage to do that?
Well, you see,
Wait a minute, Sleepy Joe. Let me guess. You had PushButton AI do all the work, didn't you?
That's right, Donald. It found me a fantastic domain name, built out a complete site, set up my shopping cart so I can get paid, and even wrote an entire email sales campaign for me, all while I was napping.
Well, I've been using PushButton AI too. And believe me, my new business, it's huge. The best. So much winning, you wouldn't believe.
This push-button AI sounds phenomenal.
Oh, it is. It's almost as genius as I am.
But with better hair, no doubt.
Guys, all this talk is boring to me. What everyone needs to do is click the link of this video and go to the masterclass to see how to use this powerful technology to build their own profitable online business.
Well, if Elon says it, it must be worth a shot.
You're right, Barry. Everyone should click the link right now.
I can't believe I'm going to agree with Joe, but this masterclass sounds like it's going to be huge. Absolutely terrific. The best masterclass ever given, probably.
Okay, guys, how about we hit that link? Time is money.
And we're back, or some of us are. YouTube's doing an ad break, so some of you may be seeing those wonderful YouTube ads, and we'll give a moment for everyone to come back to the channel since those ads are currently running. And while we're waiting for the YouTube ads to complete, I have a question for you, Nick.
What's the question?
So why did the grape stop in the middle of the road?
Why?
Because it ran out of juice.
Okay. Actually, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
wavering on this.
no,
First
no.
I was like warm to it, and now I'm like, I changed my mind.
No, so the vampire joke, that was like what, a 7 or an 8 maybe, or
Like
a 6?
Like a 6.
Oh, a 6. Wow, you're harsh today. So then how about the grape joke?
You know what? That was bad. That's like a 3.
3, okay.
I haven't given a negative rating.
Okay.
I feel like we're overdue.
So the grape got a 3. Audience, what do you say? I think the audience liked the steak joke, but what do you guys think about the grapes? Okay, cool. All right, well then let's get into the questions. Yeah.
Yeah, this one's from Kurt. He says, Bill, can we keep the same voices and formats through all of our episodes?
Yes. So there's a default set of voices that comes from NotebookLM. So it's always those same 2 voices that you heard in my 48 Laws of Power one. Oh, I just realized we didn't cover how to use the custom instructions at all.
Do you want to go back and do that then?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So here I'm gonna note the timestamp. Yeah. Note a timestamp so you can tell the editors. I completely forgot how to tell you. I had something really important I needed to show you how to use in NotebookLM that I'm going to do right now. So we're gonna pretend, we're gonna rewind. We're gonna pretend I'm still doing the content so that my editor can edit it back in. But it'll help answer this question. So
we missed something.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
did we miss anything? And I'm like, I don't.
Yeah, I felt in the back of my mind like I forgot something, but then, yeah, okay. So we'll come back to your questions. So everybody's questions, we'll come right back and do your questions. But to answer that last question, there is a default set of voices, a male and female voice that it will use, and you can always use those. If you like those and they're good enough for you, which I like them, I think they sound great, you can use those. Some people have a concern that if too many people are using the same voices, that it'll start to get repetitive. I don't think that's going to be a problem for a long time to come, okay? But if you're concerned about that, that's the additional training that I can give on a future training session if there's enough interest.
I'm also, I feel relatively almost certain that Google's going to let us change the voices soon. Because I feel like
Well, I'll bet they'll make that as part of their, they're going to have a paid version of this, and I'll bet they'll put that in their paid version. But in the meantime, I do have a way I can teach you guys how to do that if you want. So I can show you how, again, another topic for another training session, but I can show you how to alter those voices to be whatever you want. And I was even messing around making the male voice me and having some success with that. So where it almost sounded like I had a female guest and then I was the co-host of the podcast. So if you're interested in that, then again, just let us know, and then we'll cover that in a future session. Okay, I need to show you something super important. So let's do this. I'm gonna rewind this. And I'm gonna go back to screen sharing. No, not that screen. That is definitely not the screen I want. It's that one. Okay. Okay, now here we go. we're going to rewind back in time, and I'm going to pick this up. Okay. Now, one of the things when it comes to NotebookLM podcasts is that you have had little control. Like when they first released this, it's a pretty new feature. The podcasting feature is pretty new. And when they released it, you just left it up to Google to figure out what they wanted the podcast to be about. And you didn't have a lot of control over it. Now, to me, they were fine. They were actually great. They actually might be better than stock right out of the gate. The podcasts were often better than I would be able to do myself. So I was happy with that. But Google has one-upped themselves. And now you can modify the topic. You can give instructions to the hosts, and you can control with a lot more degree of power what they're going to talk about. So I want to show you really quickly how you get them to talk about what you want. In fact, our very own producer, Nick, figured out how to use this feature to make them talk longer. And he's been able to generate, what's that podcast you did? It was 40 something minutes, very lengthy podcast. I took what he said, I tried it myself, and I was able to get a 38-minute podcast generated by this, and which is pretty surprising. I just went in there, I hit generate, I came back like 5 or 10 minutes later, and I had a 38-minute podcast sitting there waiting for me. Pretty powerful stuff. So let's, I'm going to show you how to do that. So we're going to go back to NotebookLM, okay? And when you do that, we're going to make a new notebook. We're going to give it a source. It can be any source. So in this case, you know what? I'll just upload a document. So let's upload. Let me go to my downloads. I'm gonna upload Breakthrough Advertising by Eugene Schwartz. Okay. So we're uploading the book called Breakthrough Advertising by Eugene Schwartz. You can see it's processing it now right there. And if you want to learn how to get the PDFs, on how you get the PDFs of books to be able to use in this, reference my earlier training video. I'll put a link to it below. I showed how to do that. So here we go. It has now done its analysis and it finished it up. And now previously you would just hit this blue generate button right there. Now we've got customize. And here we can give our hosts instructions on what we want them to talk about. And one of the things that producer Nick did, and what he showed me, and many of these will be examples of like, focus on how a customer's awareness impacts how you should write social media content. Okay, so that's an example of a topic that could be useful, right? This book is old, it's from the 60s, and it covers persuasion and selling. So I want the hosts to take those tried and true strategies and talk about how they can be used in social media. So that's what I just told them to do. And so when I hit generate, it's going to now make a podcast that focuses on that. So now think about this. I could do a series of podcasts just on this one book by customizing the topic. So now let's say what I could think about, what are other ways the value of that book can be used. So maybe we can talk about how that book can be used to write sales letters. How can that book be used to write emails? How can that book be used, to make podcasts, right? There's like all these angles that we could hit when it comes to, the content of this book. Each one could be a 10 to 15 minute little short mini podcast all in of itself, all on just this one book. So it's like an infinite mine of amazing content that you can do because of this customize button. Now, the second hack using customize that I want to show you, let's go back to NotebookLM, and I'm going to show you this one here. So I did this, and look at that. I got a 38-minute podcast by doing this. And it just so happens I use the 48 laws of power. And let's see, I don't know if I can see it. Yeah, I can't show you the customize button contents, but I'll tell you what I did. So I just told them that I wanted a lengthy podcast. And what I said in this case was do a podcast episode and make sure you cover in detail every one of the 48 laws of power in the book. And don't leave any out, is what I said. And that got me a 38-minute podcast episode. So normally you're going to see anywhere from like 5 to 10 minutes is kind of typically what it will spit out. But here's some examples of how to tell them to be much more detailed. Tell them not to leave things out. Make sure they cover every chapter and every section or every point. And you can get creative with what you want to tell them to be focused on. But you can now kind of force them to get detailed and make the podcast much longer. So there's a couple ways to do it there, by either narrowing the focus on one topic at a time or broadening it out to make the podcast much more lengthy. And I listened to this 48 Laws of Power podcast, pretty good. If the idea of succeeding in the modern world, whether it's in business, in life, in relationships, and whatever, 48 Laws of Power has some very useful and practical advice. And that podcast that it generated was pretty darn good. And so all of that is in the customized feature. So let's go back here. We'll take a look. Let's see if it finished my breakthrough advertising podcast. It did. Okay. So here's the breakthrough advertising podcast that we just created. We got a 12-minute episode basically out of it. So let's take a listen.
All right, let's dive into this thing. Customer awareness, how it can completely change the way you write for social media. We're going deep with Breakthrough Advertising by Eugene Schwartz. A classic, right? Still holds up today, even though it's from way back in 1966. Crazy.
I know. It's amazing how relevant it still is.
So the big question we're wrestling with today is this. How does understanding where your customer is mentally actually change the way you talk to them on social media? Like, how does that impact your writing?
Right. So you may find yourself wanting to listen to this podcast because I'm going to come back and I'm going to listen to this. I would love to hear the insights because it's so applicable and valuable, right? And there you have it. So that's how we can make our podcasts even more valuable by using this brand new, like literally just out of the oven feature that Google has given us. All right. Note for editor, you can stitch that into the other content. And note for audience, we're back to your questions. So thanks for jogging my memory there with your question. And it got us to stitch that in. So there you have it. Yeah. I mean, I see Nicole is saying that was very impressive. I mean, what do you think, Nick? Like,
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, I think right now, because I'm super confident they're going to give this a lot of love and ship a new feature like every single week.
Yeah.
This is just the beginning. But even right now, I think the big use case is tweaking and remixing and repurposing your existing content. In the next segment, which you're about to do, a lot of that is people taking their own stuff, their own books, or their own newsletters.
So they take their content, use NotebookLM to repurpose it and reuse it over and over, basically.
Yeah, there's a newsletter I read, actually. I like the newsletter. And he just dropped a little NotebookLM snippet inside of his Beehive newsletter on the topic he's talking about. And I thought it was valuable. I didn't think it was like fluffy.
Oh, yeah. So I didn't think about that. So every time you do a newsletter episode, you could have your co-hosts go make a podcast episode about what you talk about in your newsletter. Okay, well, we'll get to that. We're jumping ahead. So we'll get to that. We have another segment of training. We're going to show you 6 different case studies of 6 different people who are using NotebookLM, some of them in some surprising ways to make profit in their business. So
there's another angle that before we move on, because I see most people using NotebookLM, they're giving it one source. I think you can get good stuff doing that, but it really shines when you're giving it multiple, and it's like synthesizing.
Well, I noticed that. There was one I did. I have my own NotebookLM, by the way, and you guys might be surprised at this. So I set up NotebookLM, and what I did was I gave it. It's a behind the scenes manuscript from Mr. Beast, right? The king of YouTube, all right? And it's his guide that goes through all of his best practices for video structure, strategy, editing, thumbnails, like everything is baked into that document. I gave NotebookLM Mr. Beast's training document. I then pointed them to a couple of videos that I knew were really powerful about YouTube editing and about getting, high retention and high click-through rates on your videos. So you got people clicking and watching your videos. I made that and I used it to brainstorm the hook of the video that we just released, which is our biggest hit ever on the channel. It came from using NotebookLM. It didn't write the episode, it didn't create a podcast for me. I used it by uploading all those documents. And then there's a chat feature, which I showed in last week's episode. There's a chat feature and you can chat with those documents. So I uploaded the YouTube video and that document. And I said, hey, I'm thinking about doing a video. And here's my general idea, my general outline, and I used it, chatted with it to brainstorm out the big idea, the big hook, the angle that we were going to use. And it's our best video we've ever done. It was by using NotebookLM as a guidebook to help us with this topic. So I could see doing things like uploading things like Eugene Schwartz's book on breakthrough advertising. And I could now ask it questions. It's almost like having Eugene Schwartz sitting across from me, and I can now talk to him about how to write my copy. And I can say, hey, I'm selling such and such a product. I have this kind of an idea. And so beyond making podcasts and that kind of stuff, I think as a learning and implementation tool, this is probably even more powerful to use it in that sense. So, I mean, look, it gave us the biggest hit we've ever had on the channel by quite a measure. So, yeah.
Yeah. And I haven't used it this way. And I actually haven't seen a lot of people use it this way. But what I can imagine you could really use NotebookLM for is do like a hybrid where you take some of your content and then you take another piece of content from someone else. And then you have a NotebookLM podcast that integrates the information from your thing and another person's.
That makes me realize what we could do is we could make a NotebookLM and it contains our last 50 videos here on the channel so that our team internally, so let's say, I'm just sorry, you guys get to be part of my brainstorming here. So here's what I'm thinking, because we have people that ask our support desk questions all the time, right? Where you're talking to our coaches to get advice on something or other, or you're asking the support desk. And we haven't really had a centralized way to index, because there's a lot of content here on this channel. Hours and hours of content on how to grow a business and start a business and pick your niche and do ads and just anything you could think of. So I could take up to 50 of our most recent videos, put them into a notebook, and then my staff can it's as if they could talk to me, right? So, I mean, obviously I'm busy all day running my companies, so I don't have time to talk to every single time there's a customer service question. So now my staff can go to my notebook and can ask it questions. And can we publish these?
Yeah.
Can we make them public?
We could share notebooks. Yeah.
Okay. So that's a whole other idea. So we could make the Bill notebook and the audience could come ask it questions.
Yeah. I could see a lot of people who are, maybe they're coaches or founders, or they have a knowledge base.
Yeah.
It'd be a really easy resource, and it's free.
Yeah.
That's the other cool thing. This crazy tool is for free. You could use it as a lead magnet, essentially.
Would you guys like that? Would that be valuable? Like if you could, let's say you watch a YouTube video and you just want to go a little bit more in depth, or you want to have a better understanding of how does it relate to maybe past training that I've done. Would it be useful to have like a NotebookLM version of me that you could ask questions? So if that could be kind of, we'll just as an experiment, we'll try that out if there's enough interest in that. So. Okay, cool. We got totally sidetracked. Let's go back to questions. And I was supposed to make this a short show. So.
Oh, do you have a hard stop at some point?
No, but I'm supposed to be making my presentation that I have to deliver tomorrow. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Here, I'll speed run the.
Yes, let's go quick because I got a second segment to record. Or could we do the second segment? Maybe. Well, let's see how much time we have. Because we're on an hour now. So.
Well, I want to maybe. Would you guys? Maybe we could do the second segment and just this one time skip the Q&A for the last one so we can make room for the second segment.
Well, let's see where we get. Let's do rapid fire questions. So no more questions on this topic. And let's see if we can get to the next training segment in time. So all right, rapid fire. Let's go.
Okay, from Michaela, she says, great stuff, Bill. Do you have any favorite podcast platforms, or would you suggest uploading to multiple podcast platforms?
I mean, for now, just try multiple. I mean, everyone has their favorite, and I think it might, to some degree, depend on who your audience is as well. You know, like, let's say you're in a niche that has one or two really big podcasters that you are aware of, and they're both on the same podcasting platform. It might be useful to focus there, right? Like, let's say, I don't know, you're like an alternative culture, sort of Joe Rogan, conservative or libertarian leaning person, right? You have content on that topic or content on, outdoorsmanship or something like that. Then probably you want to put it on Spotify because there's going to be a lot of those people listening and watching on Spotify. So, should say listening on Spotify. So I would then, you could kind of focus as your primary channel there. But unless you're aware of that, unless you're already aware of like podcasters in your niche market that you're trying to, get in front of their audience, just put it everywhere. I wouldn't really worry about focusing anywhere unless you already know that. Yeah.
All right. And then a lot of people giving feedback that, yes, they want the additional training on the voice changing and the video podcast.
Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. And then we already answered that one. And then DE Production says, can NotebookLM create a video like your president's video?
Not quite. So it does something similar, but not quite. Yeah, NotebookLM does audio. Now, we did do a training video. I don't know if it's buried in the channel somewhere, but
it's kind of dated.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe we can do a rehash of that since it's kind of dated.
Well, we showed how we made that exact video. I mean, there are newer tools, but yes, we do have training on the channel. We show how we made that video. And we used a combination of, I think it was 3 different tools, I believe.
Yeah, HeyGen, 11 Labs, and Picture.
Okay. Cool. And then guess what?
What?
We cracked 15,000 subs.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
Just pull it off.
Just moments ago, we cracked 15,000 subs. So awesome. Well, hey, I want to give hats off to producer Nick. So he's the driving force behind this channel and our content marketing initiatives here. And it's been a lot of hard work, and that's really awesome. So thanks for making that happen.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Right.
Yeah. So big celebration, 15,000 subs.
Yeah. In our weekly meeting on Monday, because Monday was the day of Bill's actual birthday. So my birthday gift.
Oh, there we go. That's my birthday gift.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It was like 3K subs over the past 30 days. Most of it from that latest video. So I said that's my birthday gift to you.
All right. I'll take it.
That timed out pretty nicely.
I'll take it.
Our big high performing video in 3K subscribers.
Yeah. So all of my subs out there, the subscribers to the channel, thank you so much for being part of the community that we're building here. I love watching the interaction in the chat, and I notice that people are starting to get to know each other and chit-chatting and strategizing and stuff in the chat too. So that's cool. I definitely plan to create a community around the channel, and I've been really kind of waiting for it to get bigger before we did that. And we're getting very close to where I'll be able to actually launch our community so that we can all collaborate together in one central place. So if you're not subscribed, what's up with that? So there's a red button down there. Make sure you subscribe. If you like content like this, it's all about entrepreneurship, success, building either a business or a side hustle to make some extra side income. Either way, that's what this channel is all about. And I definitely would love to have your subscription, and don't forget to tap the bell icon to tell YouTube you want your notifications. Back to the questions.
Yes. All right. So this is from Tracy. She says, hi, Bill and Nick. I want to know, how did you do this commercial with the characters? Every time I ask AI to use a public figure, it says it can't do it. At the time, we used Midjourney, but Midjourney, now when I try and do it, they say since it's election season, they don't want to. They won't let you.
Oh, they've locked down presidents and political people. Yeah,
But
it makes sense.
In Nisly, I've actually been able to get them.
Mhm.
So what are we using for Nisly right now?
So that is stability.
Stability.
Yeah, stability AI is generating. Will let you generate some of those.
Is
so.
that?
Well, it depends.
Can you
There's
use it as a consumer.
yes, you can go to stability and use it as a consumer. Yeah.
Okay.
And then so stability, but we're also using. Oh my gosh, I've forgotten the new one we're using, which I don't know if it's for the public.
Was that one Pixar?
No. Anyway, you can look it up online. There are places that you can generate images using those images. Now, I will say this: be careful using those. Okay, I know you guys are cool. I know you would never do anything, awful. But look, this is a public YouTube channel, so I just got to say it. Don't use it to cause confusion, or to pretend like that it's real. Like. Obviously, in my example of my commercial, it's a joke, right? Obviously, I don't have, we don't have Elon playing video games with President Trump and President Obama and President Biden. No, I'm sorry. As much as, yeah, I don't have the Elon endorsement. But I think that's pretty obvious, right? So I'm just saying, don't use it to even borderline confuse anyone, right? Just make sure that's really clear that it's a joke, it's parody, you're having fun. Yeah. So I know you know that, but I don't know. I just got to say it. Yeah.
Shut me down if I'm saying something I shouldn't say. But did we get slapped for?
Yeah, you're not allowed to do this with Google Ads. Not allowed to do this with Google Ads. I will tell you that. I know that from a painful lesson. So,
okay.
So you cannot use, I understand public figures, like modern living public figures, say like Elon, right? But we got slapped for using historic figures in Google Ads, okay? It doesn't have anything to do with organic. It doesn't have anything to do with YouTube or free organic stuff. That was for paid ads. And that is definitely a no-no there, okay? Okay, back on topic. Next question.
Yes, this is from Rude. He says, do you think that by using the deep dive podcast straight out of the box with the known AI voices, is there a chance to annoy the audience, even if the content is superb?
I don't think so. So many people would have to use it for that really to occur that I think it's unlikely. Realize we're like in this weird bubble, right? So we're in this sort of entrepreneurial internet marketing bubble where we all know about this stuff. The public does not. So the chance of an average person in public hearing the same voices in the same podcast and even recognizing that that's happening is quite low. So it's not a worry of mine, but you can change it. So that's we looks like there's enough interest. So we'll post a video to the channel and we'll check the comments and make sure, but it looks like there's enough interest. So we're probably going to cover very soon how to change the voices. So if that's a concern, just make sure you've subscribed. So subscribe to the channel and we'll drop more training on how to change the voices. Yeah.
All right. And lots of congrats on crossing 15K. Thank you for that.
Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, it's all thanks to you guys. That's without the audience, we'd have no subscribers.
Nicole says, while using customized mode, can you tell it to do it for 60 minutes? Or do you have to go in detail of what you want, like what you explained?
I haven't tried that. Did you try? Quota?
No.
I know in general the AIs don't do well with you try to give them a word count or you try to give them a certain number of time. They don't seem to quite understand or are able to generate what we want. So it might work. You can try it. It won't cost you nothing. So just let me know how it works. Try it out. So, but I think you're going to have to be a little more clever and be able to think about telling them to be descriptive, make sure they cover every point, make sure that they don't skip any chapters, you just have to get clever with different ways that you can describe to them. You want them to be detailed. That should do the trick.
All right, this one's from online.
Yeah, and they're having a hard time hearing you. Yeah, I know normally Nick is at home in his studio, but today he's here with me in person, so he doesn't have a mic. So
Oops, I'll speak up.
yeah, so you have to shout them out.
All right.
Yeah.
This is from Online Biz Super Handbook. They say,
Okay.
can podcasts be embedded on Facebook pages or profiles or on other social media sites like Instagram?
It's back on.
Oh yeah, there's a temperature gauge on. It's overheating.
Okay, here, take this. That's weird. We haven't had that problem since here. Can you see this under here?
Yeah.
Flip it on something and point it at the camera. So sorry guys, camera's overheating. That's what we get for using an expensive camera.
Okay. There we go. Hopefully
Okay.
that helps.
Cool. All right. Now, what were we saying?
Yeah, this is from Online Biz Super Handbook.
Yes.
Can podcasts be embedded on Facebook pages?
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. So something just fell. So can podcasts be embedded on Facebook pages? No. What I would recommend is that you put them on your site, like I showed in the training, and then just share a link to that to your site in your socials, right? That would be the way I would do it. I think technically you could take the audio file and upload them into Facebook and Instagram and stuff like that. And I'd recommend instead where you can, some places you can't, but where you're able to put it on your site and link from Facebook to your site. So you'd be like, we just dropped this awesome podcast episode about, how to make money while you drink coffee. Click here, and have them go to your site to listen to it there. That would be my recommendation, if you can. And so that's, again, I did that in the training. So if you didn't catch that, you can rewind after I shut down and we're not live anymore, you'll be able to rewind and watch the training again. So definitely do that. And what I showed is how to use SoundCloud, and then you put the SoundCloud widget on your website, and then you link to your website and all your traffic goes there. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, next.
All right, this is from Local Grow Biz Marketing. She says, do you make any mention of who's commenting on the info/narrating on the podcast?
No, I just, you could. If you want to get clever and give them names, you could do that. Call them whoever you want, Sally and Steve or Jane and Jim or whoever. But I don't think so. I think I would just say, hey, we have this great podcast episode, and I would give the podcast itself a name the podcast. So, if you're doing it, I keep talking about coffee today, but if it's about coffee, just call it the coffee show and don't really talk about the hosts. That's what I would do. Speaking of, I need to re-up my coffee. This show is certainly powered by a hefty dose of caffeine. Next question.
All right. This is from Rochelle. This is about PushButton. She says, what makes your product better than the other AI products?
So our PushButton AI product is designed to be like, there are lots of products out there that we can do different things, right? Like you have one product that can be great at creating an ebook, another product which is good at creating emails, another one that does sales materials, So what I wanted to make was one place where a combination between our AI and our tools and our services, where it was a one-stop shop, so that you did not have to use 27 different tools where it's almost like it becomes a whole job just to learn all the different AI platforms. So I wanted to make it so that you can come to one place and it literally builds a business. Instead of building one little piece of a business, it will build the whole business. And that is what we've done. And I've done that for two reasons. One is for those who are experienced entrepreneurs, you can be fast. So from idea to testing, like when I have an idea, if I want to try a new niche market, like I did today, literally this morning, I thought I have a new niche that I'm going to test. And by tonight, I can have traffic coming to that business. And that's what we do really well. The other thing that makes the product good is that it's targeted to those who have not yet built a business. So if this whole internet entrepreneurship thing is new to you, you're not a technical wizard, you're not super good with marketing yet, then these tools become a great way to get something up there. And then we also offer hosting. So we do all of your hosting. We handle all the technical stuff, all the plugins and themes and tools. We deal with all of that for you so that you don't have to. And so we could become a place where you can start something quickly with little experience, and then that business can scale and grow with you as you get bigger. So that's, in a nutshell, what our PushButton AI tool suite is all about.
All right. Awesome. And I think we're all caught up.
Cool. Well, then let's see how we doing on time.
3:16.
So it's your call, Producer Nick. Do we want to do the next segment? Do you need it? Do you need to get it in the pipeline? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well then, so we're going to do the next segment, and then we'll see if we have time to do Q&A at the end. So I might skip Q&A. We shall see. But yeah, we're going to do the next segment. It's also about NotebookLM, but this is a case study of 6 different people who are using it in 6 different ways. Some of them pretty surprising. So we'll cover that in just a moment. I am going to take a quick commercial break. So we'll be right back with the next segment. And then don't forget to register for my birthday bash tomorrow. So we're going to be doing a special celebration where come and hang out with me, and I will give you birthday presents, even though it's for my birthday, right? So it's the reverse birthday bash. And you can I pinned that in the comments, so you should have a link to that. And it was what? PushButton.ai/birthday? Is that what it is?
I think that's, I'll drop it in again. Yeah,
Okay.
PushButton.ai/birthday.
PushButton.ai/birthday. Head there, register for that, show up tomorrow. And then, of course, I have something new to show you. So there's all a new technology that is designed to make, like I just talked about how PushButton AI can build a business for you. Well, this is something that I'm doing exclusively with ClickBank to help anyone do affiliate marketing. So if you've ever wanted to do affiliate marketing, which is promoting other people's stuff to get a commission, this makes it so it's drop dead simple. Anyone can do it. And it's using an exclusive thing that it basically creates an engine that generates commission for you. So it's pretty cool. I'm going to show that off. We've never shown it before. It's brand new. I'm going to show that tomorrow as well. So that's where you can do that. And then with that, I'm going to take a quick commercial break. And then we will be right back with the next segment of how 6 different people are using NotebookLM 6 different ways to get traffic, make money, and build their businesses. So we'll be right back after this message. 25 years of building online businesses, I've discovered that it can be a confusing and overwhelming process. Luckily, I made it through all of that, and I've generated over $100 million in results across all of my companies over the years. But for many entrepreneurs, like you maybe, you might be facing uncertainty, overwhelm, confusion about what to do next to make profit online. Whether you're starting your first business or you might be trying to grow your existing business. And if you would like to get certainty, clarity, and your own roadmap to success, then I'm offering a special one-on-one consultation. This is a one-on-one success session. It is absolutely free. And the reason I'm offering this is because I've found that if you help people understand their roadmap and their path forward, that they'll do business with you when it makes sense. So by showing you and helping you get that clarity, get that certainty, and having your own roadmap to achieve success through online entrepreneurship, I know that if it's a right fit, that you'll do business with me in the future. So I'm willing to offer this totally free to join a member of my team and learn for yourself. And don't worry, there is no high pressure sales tactics here. This is just help to help you succeed. So instead of the high pressure sales, we're going to jump on with you one-on-one. We'll have an interview session to learn a little bit more about you and put together a specific program. We'll do a follow-up call and you'll be able to join one of my experts, and they're going to help you achieve the clarity that you desire so that you know what to do so you can make the maximum amount of profits fast for your unique situation. In this session, you're going to uncover exactly what business and marketing strategies are going to unlock the profits that you're looking for. You're going to uncover the best lead generation strategies for existing business owners. So if you've got a business that you want to expand, we're going to cover how to do that. If you're a new business owner, we're going to cover how to start your first successful business. We're going to help you deal with any overwhelm, confusion, or uncertainty on what to do next, which I find for new entrepreneurs is vital. Then we're going to help you figure out what might have gone wrong in the past, because chances are you've probably tried a few things and you might be frustrated with what happened. So we're going to cover what went wrong from past marketing efforts so that you don't make those mistakes again. Then you're going to discover unique methods of affiliate marketing that are not possible anywhere else. Finally, we're going to uncover any issues you might be having with mindset and the way you're approaching and thinking about your business so that you can learn what is the optimum way to get productivity, to stay motivated, to not go into procrastination, and actually get things done in your business. And then, if our push button business building tools are the right solution for you, we will do a personalized live demo for you, and we'll show you how our tools can help you. And if it's a good fit, awesome, we can do some business together. And if not, you come away from the session with some value, knowing exactly what you need to do next. And that helps me achieve my mission in life, which is to help as many entrepreneurs like you as possible. Claim your absolutely free success session by going to the link that you see on the screen below and find exactly how we can help you. And whether or not you choose to do business with me now or sometime in the future, or maybe we don't do business at all, I am happy to be able to help you in your journey as an entrepreneur. I look forward to hearing all about your session. We'll see you next time. And we're back. At least for some of us are busy getting YouTube ads, and some of us are live. So we'll give a moment for the ads to kick in and get everybody back here with us live. So and with that, we're going to go get the screen sharing ready. And again, I'm running a little bit late, a little bit short on time. So we are going to record this segment. And then depending on how much time we have, we might skip Q&A, the final Q&A of the day. If there's time, I'll take or some rapid fire questions. So we'll see how that goes. And let's get this ready. Let's get my teleprompter ready. Oh, no, that's not the right screen. We want this one. There we go. Teleprompter is ready. Okay. And like usual, we're recording the segment for my editors and my content team so that they can put it all together and release it in courses and trainings and all over the place. So if you hear me making notes for my editor or doing retakes, then you know what's up. But I am here with you live, and we'll be hopefully have enough time for a Q&A after I deliver the content. Cool. Then I think with that, we're going to get started. Okay, here we go. We all good? Yeah, okay. What if I told you there's a secret weapon out there that can help you generate serious profit? And what if I told you it all starts with a simple AI notebook that's totally free. And in this video, I'm breaking down 6 amazing ways people are already using NotebookLM, the AI-powered notebook from Google, and they're using it to generate serious profits online. Now, Google is rolling out this free AI tool, and they want you to make money with it. In fact, they have actually said so. And there are people out there who are already successfully using it to grow their profits. In fact, we found 6 real people out there using NotebookLM, and some of them are pretty surprising. I'd like to show you exactly how they're all using it so that you can get it on. Okay, you have to gonna do a retake on this little segment here. So note to editor, stitch this together. Go back just a tad bit. Here we go. I'd like to show you exactly how they're using it so that you can get in on your share of the, nope, did it again. Okay, take 3 of our intro here. Let's do this. Okay, here we go, take 3. Note for editor, stitch this together, clean it up. Here we go. I'd like to show you exactly how they're using it so that you can get in on your share of the NotebookLM cash cow. Ready? Let's dive in. Okay, there's our intro. That good, Nick? Good, okay. Then we shall get to the training. 3 times the charm, that's right. Okay. Now, like usual, the deck and all the resources that we are using to create this training session are available to you 100% free. All we ask is that you subscribe to our totally free Ingeniosity newsletter, link in the description and down in the comments below. You can get your copy of this exact slide deck, including all the links and resources that we share with you during the presentation. Let's get on with it. Now, this is going to be from my perspective as someone who's generated over $100 million in revenue as an entrepreneur online. Now, I've been doing this a long time, 25 years, across several different businesses to do that. But it is from my perspective of how to do business that I'm going to be kind of going through how you can use these case studies to build your own business. So really quick, how does NotebookLM work? Well, NotebookLM is a supercharged AI tool that uses what's called Gemini. Gemini is Google's AI that does natural language, basically, where it will, it's a chat bot in a sense, and they are using that AI technology, but it is powered by documents that you give it. So you get to upload PDFs, copy and paste text files. You can upload audio files like MP3s, Google documents, websites, links to YouTube videos. In fact, one of the things that I love to do is upload PDFs of books, of actual books or ebooks that I own to get it to fill it with information. And then NotebookLM does all kinds of things with that information, including making podcasts that are super realistic. And that's what a lot of people know it for, is its podcast generation tool, but it can do so much more. Now let's take a look here. To get started, you're going to go to notebooklm.google. Notebooklm.google. It'll look like this. Just click on Try NotebookLM, and then they'll require you to create a Google account and log in. But again, it is totally free. So let's first go into case study number 6. So we have 6 of these. We'll start at number 6 and count down to my favorite one of these. But number 6 is all about content curation, which means you get a bunch of content that could be articles, videos, whatever it might be, put it all together, and you kind of collect it and share the most valuable pieces of that with the world. Okay, think of what like a museum curator who collects up useful and interesting things to share with the people who visit their museum. So with content curation, this is a business model that I love. I've done this a lot in my career. I have gotten millions and millions of people to my websites using this model. But here you can see in Sunday Rundown, let's see, there we go. So note to editor will clean this up. So you can see here in this example that comes from the Why Try AI newsletters, where we got this case study. This is the Sunday Rundown series, and you can see here how they curate content, and they collect up this content. And they have an AI resources section in the newsletter. And you can see here that they actually did a podcast on NotebookLM that you can check out as well. So we'll link to that in this deck so that you can have access to it. And then, so what you could do is the same thing in your newsletter. So, and producer Nick, this is the one that you were talking about, right? Where they take their newsletter and then turn it into a podcast. Is that?
That's actually another one.
That's a different one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk. So I have producer Nick here with me, who helps do a lot of the research on our shows. And so the sources that they're using for this, like what are they, where are they going to get these resources?
Sure. Well, what you're looking at in the deck, they have an article that's Machines of Love and Grace. They took that article that they wanted to share, they put it into NotebookLM.
So find a useful article, pop that article into NotebookLM.
Yeah, and condensing it so it's easier to digest.
Okay. Then they do sort of like a more understandable, simpler version of that content.
Yeah, and they lean into the fact. Notice how they mentioned in the screenshot. They mentioned that it was made by NotebookLM. So they lean into the fact that they're taking these long form pieces of content and having them simplified and condensed using NotebookLM.
All right, fantastic. Yeah, and I would say for my spin on this too is I might take multiple sources and do that. So, a lot of times when I'm curating content, I like to have multiple sources when I'm resharing that. But yeah, so I think that's a great way to take very comprehensive, very robust content that others might have made, make it kind of uniquely your own, and condense it down and make it more understandable, more easy to consume. I think that's a fantastic way to do that. All right, moving on. Number 5, again, counting down to my favorite here. So we can put podcasts right inside written content, and that's what this person here. So if you're making content for your business, think blogging, article writing, that kind of thing, then you probably know that you should be squeezing out as much value as possible, okay? And what you can do is take the material you're already making in these articles and blog posts and transform them into podcasts, okay? And you can see here on this one, and this is something, again, I'm going to refer over to producer Nick. So tell us a little bit about this one.
Yeah, so that's from a tech blogger, and he decided this is when NotebookLM was popping. He came back a few days later after he published this blog, updated it, and ran the blog through NotebookLM.
Okay.
And he links there. He links to the MP3 there, and he lets you listen to it. And the reception.
Well, there's also another good reason for this. So you're not Mike, so I don't know how well the audio is coming through. But yeah. So in this one, this is a great thing because when you do an update, it actually sends a signal to Google about your site that actually makes it pretty valuable. So in fact, something that I might recommend is, it might seem a little bit odd, but I might go back quite a long ways in some of my old articles on your site and do this. Not all at once, go back, find old articles in your blog and in your website, and then feed it to NotebookLM, get it to make a podcast, and then you can just copy and paste that podcast into the same page. And like you see here on the screen up there, they have linked to it and they've created an update. And so what this does is it sends a signal to Google that content has been refreshed and it's new and it's useful. So even if it's an article that maybe you posted or wrote on your blog a year ago, you can come back today, update it, do what you see that this person did in the case study, and it sends a signal to Google that old blog post has new life. And very often Google will boost it in the rankings when an old article gets a new update date of today. It looks like the content is fresh and is updated, right? So this has a big SEO value by doing this. So not only would that that's my official recommendation is the first place I would go is all my old content, and then just take that link, pop it into NotebookLM, use it to update your article, and you're going to get a lot of value from that. Okay, cool. Let's move on. Number 4. learn faster. Okay. One of the things that I've personally gotten, and we're going to dive into this case study in a second, but one of the things I have personally gotten a lot of value out of NotebookLM is when I feed it sources that I trust, sources of information, like maybe information from Mr. Beast as an example when it comes to making YouTube videos, or trusted sources when it comes to business building, or when it comes to writing sales letters, or I'll upload these things to NotebookLM. And I use it as a trusted source of information to ask questions, get opinions, get help with some of the projects that I'm on. And that's for me been the most powerful use of this new technology. And you can see here in this case study how they're using it to learn faster. And
Hit the little replay circle. No, not that. See the little replay circle down by the
right here?
Yeah. And then turn the volume thing.
Anxiety, right?
Yeah.
But they don't seem to be in that same danger zone as something like an opioid.
You're right. Different drugs, different mechanisms, different risks. So Ativan, Valium, they belong to a group called benzodiazepines.
Okay. So she created a podcast as a nursing student to kind of rehash and re-understand some information she's studying. Right? Here's another student using it as a study aid. Okay, let's, I guess this one I can play, or maybe not. Yeah, it's not letting me play it.
Okay, I'll just have the editor play it and post that. But that's a law student.
Okay.
She's making podcasts based on the curriculum in her law school. I think she's feeding it textbooks.
Okay.
And she's saying how amazing it is and how helpful and accurate it is.
Okay, cool. So note for editor, you can clean this up. Yeah, and so with her doing this for law study, she's feeding it her textbooks and other materials that might be a long, boring slog of a read, and gets to have like a fresh, interesting perspective from the podcast guests actually reading, talking to her about the content. So here's one here on Twitter. Let's take a look at this one. And this is from Riza Martin. On vacation. So wanted to learn about the historical sites while on vacation. So they loaded up sources about the different places and had the podcast generate a deep dive. And let's see if we can play this on the show.
Taking a stroll through Rome.
We're going to uncover the secrets of one of its most iconic landmarks, Castel San Angelo.
I'm ready to uncover those secrets. So picture this. You're in Rome, standing on the banks of the Tiber River.
So that's pretty cool. So I'd never thought about that. So while on vacation, have your own podcast that narrates the locations that you go to. That's pretty cool. Now that brings us to case study number 3, which is to launch a podcast on Spotify. Okay. Now, a lot of people know about the podcast feature of NotebookLM, and one of the places that you can put it is on Spotify, which is kind of one of the largest podcasting, if not, are they the largest at this point? I believe they are.
I think there are. If not, they're up there, 2 or 3.
Yeah. So again, the big, some of the big heavyweights in podcasting all have their podcasts there, but you can put a podcast on Spotify using NotebookLM. And here's a case study on Twitter about that. And this one, it took them only 2 hours of work. They created an entirely new podcast of 10 episodes. And we can see that on the Spotify website. So Histories of Mysteries. So this podcast is completely powered by NotebookLM. And they are getting people listening. So you can see they're getting ratings, getting plays, getting attention on this podcast. Now, that's the thing too, is I think a lot of people undervalue this because they think that because it's not their voice, it doesn't have value, but it does. It absolutely does. And in fact, you can see in these examples on how much value that can actually bring to not just to you as the business owner, but to others who are consuming your content. Because let's face it, at the end of the day, that's what matters, is that when your prospects, your customers, they're receiving content from you, it needs to be valuable. And I can tell you from firsthand experience in my own case studies of my own business, NotebookLM puts out some very useful, very valuable informational materials. So it definitely is not a gimmick to put out a bunch of AI generated garbage. It puts out good stuff. And you can see with these case studies that they're practical and being used to really help these businesses. Now let's go back to number 2. So you could actually launch a YouTube channel using this. That's pretty crazy, right? In fact, that's one of the things that we're interested in here is the whole topic of faceless YouTube or faceless Facebook or faceless Instagram type marketing. And let's go here. We'll take a look at Tebow's post here on Twitter.
Came in to dive into Kierkegaard and this whole possibility thing. I got to be honest. I was like, possibility.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, things can happen or they don't. Seems kind of straightforward. Where's the big revelation of that?
Pretty cool, right? So turn this into a video. And there are some really interesting ways that you can create video content from your notebook LM audio. And on the channel, we may be featuring that. If you'd like more training from me on how to make videos like this, like this one.
Yeah.
But you know me, I dug into those right.
Or if you'd like to actually make a virtual podcast with real guests that are actually speaking the lines on camera. Either way, I'm going to do training about that if there's enough demand. So drop into the comments below and let me know if that's something that you're interested in, and we'll do more training on that. So here's another guy who's using this content and a few other tools to create these faceless material. Okay. So let's take a look here at their YouTube channel.
All right, let's dissect this paper on Archon, a framework for optimizing inference time architectures for LLMs. The authors claims significant performance gains. What's the core innovation here beyond just throwing more compute at the problem?
Well, this is interesting because they're taking scientific and very technical papers and turning them into podcast episodes and sticking them on YouTube. And we can see this one here, just this episode I've linked to here, has got 818 views and even some comments.
They're actually using another free product by Google. It's like NotebookLM's cousin. It's called Illuminate. It uses the same voices and it basically does the same thing, but it's specialized around research papers and technical scientific papers.
But we'll cover that on another. Let's not sidetrack on here. Yeah. So we'll cover that. Okay, cool. So we should probably edit. Let's edit that out. So note for editor, we'll clean that out. All right, cool. Which just brings me to case study number 1, which we alluded to earlier. And this is something that I think is really powerful. And in fact, we're going to test this ourselves. And that's how to turn a newsletter into a podcast. So if you followed me on the channel for long, you know I'm a huge fan of email newsletters. I think they're one of the best ways to make money. If you're just starting out and you just want your first type of a business to run, newsletters are a great example of a business that is very friendly to a new business owner or a new entrepreneur. But it's also something that an established entrepreneur can use to grow their audience, grow their company, and get bigger and better results. Email still to this day is my single biggest source of revenue across all of my businesses. Email by far is the number one source of revenue across everything I do. And so by having an email newsletter, you get to tap into that phenomenon. And here we can take it a step further. So we'll show you the case study in just a moment, but you can take your newsletter that you have generated about whatever topic that might be, feed that content to NotebookLM, and have NotebookLM make an engaging, interesting discussion about the content of your newsletter. And whether you send it out as a follow-up, you can send the newsletter out to your list and then do a follow-up with the podcast. If you want to have an excuse to mail your list twice, or you can bundle it together and give them a choice to consume that written newsletter or click to go listen to it in podcast form. And I think this is incredibly powerful. And again, my favorite one on this list, and we're going to be doing this internally, and I'll let you know on future training how it worked out in our testing. So let's go back to the case study. So here is Ramesh, who turned her newsletter into a podcast. Let's go take a look at her Twitter. And using NotebookLM, and here we go.
Into this stuff.
Well, today we're focusing on AI and healthcare. It's changing so fast, it's tough to keep up.
It is, but that's what we're here for, to break down the latest and greatest, right?
You got it. And we've got some seriously cool stuff to talk about today from AI Health Tech Insider, like using sound to diagnose.
So that's pretty cool, actually. So they are talking about, her newsletter and branding it because they're discussing it in the podcast. And that is, that's pretty awesome. And here, let's take a look. Here is her site on Beehive, where it hosts her newsletter. And you can see how she's sending her subscribers to come listen to it. So they can click from the email to come listen to it right here on the web.
Health Tech Insider issue. Your Summer Year 13 dive into the latest AI breakthroughs in healthcare.
So there's an example of that. So this is my favorite one, and I would highly recommend that. So if you're in the newsletter business, you need to do this. And if you've ever been intrigued by the prospect of creating a newsletter and using that as a source of profit, make sure you check out our training. We've got a lot of it on the channel. In fact, I'll link to it down below. You can find links to that in the description of this video. You can learn all about how to start your own newsletter. And now you can add podcasting onto that newsletter to make it even more valuable than ever before. And I want to let you know, if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. We put out content all the time. Every week there's new content about how to build, start, grow, scale, and make profit with all kinds of interesting digital marketing and AI tools and different kind of modern persuasion strategies and all things entrepreneurship. We release them here on the channel. So subscribe. Tap that bell icon and tell YouTube that you want to get notified when we put out new episodes. Plus, I do a live show every Wednesday. I'm on here live doing Q&A and interacting with you and helping you in your journey as an entrepreneur. So again, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you tune in to us on the next episode. And if you got value today, hit that like button, give us a thumbs up. And drop some comments down below. Let me know if you want more training on NotebookLM. Particularly, would you like to learn about how to transform one of these audio podcasts and transform it by changing the voices or turning it into video podcasts or making new and different types of content out of those audio podcasts? Let me know if that's interesting to you. If there's enough interest, we'll do more training on this topic on the channel. And with that, I'm going to head out of here. We'll see you next time. Bye for now. Okay, live audience, I'm still here. So I am going to do a very quick commercial break, and then let me see time. I'm going to do a fast commercial break. We'll be right back, and I do have time for some quick questions. So pop them in now. I'm not going to give a lot. We won't have a lot of time to do a lot of Q&A, but if you get your questions in now, I'll do my best to answer them. I can't promise I'll get to them all, but I'll do my absolute best. So pop those questions in the chat now. We'll take a quick commercial break. I'll be right back, and we'll do more questions. So see you in just a moment. 25 years of building online businesses, I've discovered that it can be a confusing and overwhelming process. Luckily, I made it through all of that, and I've generated over $100 million in results across all of my companies over the years. But for many entrepreneurs, like you maybe, you might be facing uncertainty, overwhelm, confusion about what to do next to make profit online. Whether you're starting your first business or you might be trying to grow your existing business. And if you would like to get certainty, clarity, and your own roadmap to success, then I'm offering a special one-on-one consultation. This is a one-on-one success session. It is absolutely free. And the reason I'm offering this is because I've found that if you help people understand their roadmap and their path forward, that they'll do business with you when it makes sense. So by showing you and helping you get that clarity, get that certainty, and having your own roadmap to achieve success through online entrepreneurship, I know that if it's a right fit, that you'll do business with me in the future. So I'm willing to offer this totally free to join a member of my team and learn for yourself. And don't worry, there is no high pressure sales tactics here. This is just help to help you succeed. So instead of the high pressure sales, we're going to jump on with you one-on-one. We'll have an interview session to learn a little bit more about you and put together a specific program. We'll do a follow-up call and you'll be able to join one of my experts, and they're going to help you achieve the clarity that you desire so that you know what to do so you can make the maximum amount of profits fast for your unique situation. In this session, you're going to uncover exactly what business and marketing strategies are going to unlock the profits that you're looking for. You're going to uncover the best lead generation strategies for existing business owners. So if you've got a business that you want to expand, we're going to cover how to do that. If you're a new business owner, we're going to cover how to start your first successful business. We're going to help you deal with any overwhelm, confusion, or uncertainty on what to do next, which I find for new entrepreneurs is vital. Then we're going to help you figure out what might have gone wrong in the past, because chances are you've probably tried a few things and you might be frustrated with what happened. So we're going to cover what went wrong from past marketing efforts so that you don't make those mistakes again. Then you're going to discover unique methods of affiliate marketing that are not possible anywhere else. Finally, we're going to uncover any issues you might be having with mindset and the way you're approaching and thinking about your business so that you can learn what is the optimum way to get productivity, to stay motivated, to not go into procrastination, and actually get things done in your business. And then, if our push button business building tools are the right solution for you, we will do a personalized live demo for you, and we'll show you how our tools can help you. And if it's a good fit, awesome, we can do some business together. And if not, you come away from the session with some value, knowing exactly what you need to do next. And that helps me achieve my mission in life, which is to help as many entrepreneurs like you as possible. Claim your absolutely free success session by going to the link that you see on the screen below and find exactly how we can help you. And whether or not you choose to do business with me now or sometime in the future, or maybe we don't do business at all, I am happy to be able to help you in your journey as an entrepreneur. I look forward to hearing all about your session. We'll see you next time. All right, and we are on an ad break. So some people are seeing YouTube ads, and we're going to get to all of your questions. See some great questions coming in. So we'll do some rapid fire Q&A. But first, I have an important question for you, Nick.
What's the question?
Why do vampires seem sick so often?
Why?
Because they're always coughing.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
I gotta laugh. I gotta laugh. Okay.
Better than a grape.
Better than grape. And was it as good as the steak?
Like a close time. Like the same.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. There's the final dad joke of the afternoon. Cool. Then with that, we're going to just jump in and do some Q&A.
All right.
Yeah. And quick plug. Want to remind everybody, it's the reverse birthday. That's tomorrow. So my reverse birthday party is tomorrow. That means if you show up, then you get presents. Okay. Not you can send me presents if you want, but show up tomorrow. We're going to do the reverse birthday bash, and I'm going to give you presents instead. And then I'm going to use that as a great chance to show you some cutting edge technology that is not released. It's not available. No one has anything like it. It's all due to a brainstorming session I had inside the ClickBank headquarters, where we're actually going to be using ClickBank and some breakthrough AI technology to make affiliate marketing easy for everyone. So we're going to show that tomorrow, and you can learn all about that during the reverse birthday bash. A link to that is pinned in the comments. So if you look in the comments off to wherever they are, it's pinned in there, and you can go register. And it's tomorrow in the, I think it's 5 p.m. Pacific is the time. You can go check it out on the page. So last little plug for that, and then we're going to go straight into Q&A.
All right.
What do we got?
This is from DE Production, and he wanted to know more about the copyright infringement concern with NotebookLM. Are there any issues with that?
I mean, there are no issues in it baked into it. There's no reason for worrying about that. I mean, I guess if you had custom instructions where you told the AI to read a book verbatim to make a podcast and it followed your instructions to do that, then yeah, that would be an issue. Okay. But, it's no different than, I keep using Joe Rogan today. I don't know, I guess because I heard of the big podcast happening on Friday, but someone who you either love him or hate him is doing a podcast on Friday. So he's on my mind today. But Joe Rogan can talk about anything he wants, and it's not a copyright violation, right? He can talk about a book, right? If he just read a book and he wants to share with the audience his view of the book, there's no copyright issues there. So that's all we're doing, is we're just using AI to do the same thing that TV hosts do, that podcasters do, that anyone who reviews books does. It's exactly the same thing. Now, I got to give you a disclaimer. I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not giving you legal advice. Okay, so I could never do that, and if I ever do, you should ignore me. But that being said, that's what NotebookLM is doing. It is not copying and plagiarizing content. It's creating commentary and discussion about content, which is different. Okay, next question.
Yeah, let me see. I think there was one more. I think we got it. If I missed you, please speak now so that we don't end skipping over you. But I think we're all caught up on the questions.
Okay.
There's a few comments. There's one from Rude. He says, I use NotebookLM to explain the patent for a tumor. Tumor, glioblastoma with immunotherapy. Very complex, but the podcast was superb. The neurosurgeon was flabbergasted.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy. Wow.
Wow. Yeah, I could see, like there's so many uses for this. And this example would be thinking about how could you create podcasts about topics like this for businesses as a service, right? Like this is an example of how that might work. And, imagine you're trying to put together a podcast about whether it's some type of cosmetic surgery, for example, for a cosmetic surgeon, or cosmetic dentistry for a dentist, or any kind of health-oriented, service-oriented business. There are tons of topics that you could have podcasts created for those customers, and that's a valuable service.
Yeah.
All right. And so is that it? Are we done?
I think we're good to go.
Okay.
Oh, one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
A special link.
Oh, yes. I have something for you. I have a link. So we're going to share a link for you. And this link is some training we just dropped on the channel. And you're going to want to go watch it. And do me a favor. So I'm asking for a favor. And a favor for my birthday. When we're done, we're about to wrap up and shut down the show. Head on over to the link that producer Nick just dropped into. Have you dropped it in yet? Not okay. You will in a moment if you haven't yet. Go watch that video. Watch it all the way to the end. Don't cut out early. If you leave early, it hurts the channel. So if you watch it all the way in one sitting, and then drop some comments and feedback on that video. It would be super, super helpful for the channel, and you'll learn something awesome. So we talk about how to make money on TikTok. So it's all about how to make money on TikTok with something that literally anyone can do. It's a pretty cool strategy that anyone without a lot of skills in business can do to make some serious money. I mean, I've seen people that are like, they know nothing about marketing. They don't have an internet business, and they fumble their way through making tens of thousands of dollars. So it's crazy stuff. It's kind of like a new era of the Wild West on this particular type of TikTok marketing. And so we're going to drop that. You can go check that video out. You definitely want to see it, learn all about it. It's a powerful money-making strategy. And with that, we're going to be wrapping things up. But before that, a final question.
All right.
So ChatGPT is on a kick today about vampires. So
Okay.
why are vampires bad at art?
Why are they bad at art?
Because they can only draw blood.
That's good. That's like an 8. That's a strong one.
Okay, good. All right.
It's on like a home.
So I finished strong today. Finished strong. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, on that note, a final reminder, check out the video, subscribe. Make sure if you're not subscribed, we're here every Wednesday. I would love to see you on a future podcast here on this channel. And until then, bye for now. Those of you who are not yet a PushButton AI customer, then you need to check this out. And all you need to do is go to pushbutton.ai/demo, pushbutton.ai/demo, and you can well, that was awesome. So we are still live. I'm still here, but the control computer just crashed because we stole the fan off of it to cool the camera.
Oh God.
Yeah. So all right. Well, we're still here, and I'm waiting for this other computer to come back. And but did you drop that video link out there?
I did.
Okay. Cool. Well, then for those of you who are still here with me, go check out that other video. Don't listen to me here. But yeah, I'm going to wait for my control machine to come back, and then we're going to actually wrap up. And by the way, thanks everybody who gave me birthday wishes today during the broadcast. I appreciate that. And let's see here. Okay, got there. Hey, how about that? Okay. And we'll go back to the commercials. Here's the first one. See ya next week or tomorrow if you guys come to my reverse birthday bash. I'll see you there.
You know you can now launch your own online business with the click of a mouse? Sounds crazy, right? Guess what? It's now possible thanks to our game-changing AI software that's helping beginners build a successful online business. If you have tried and failed at building an online business or you've got no idea where to start, there is good news for you. We are entering a new exciting era of AI, and I'm here to teach you how to use it to build and grow an online business. Because I'm handing you a blueprint, a business in a box powered by AI, and it's called PushButton AI. Imagine a tool so smart it does all the heavy lifting for you. Builds an info product business, sets up hosting, launches the website, and even crafts engaging email sequences. Here's the thing. This isn't like anything else out there, and this is based on what's working right now. PushButton AI is based on my experience of generating over $100 million over the last 20 years and helping over 81,942 customers build and grow their own online businesses. If you'd like to find out more about this, register now and dive into my free live demo to uncover strategies and traffic tricks that will pivot your business and skyrocket your online business from surviving to thriving. Imagine what your life would look like today if you bought Bitcoin when it was $1. You now have the same opportunity with PushButton AI since nobody else is doing this. Don't miss out this time.
Presidents, celebrities, or characters in this video are all fake and generated by artificial intelligence.
You know, the other day while I was resting my eyes, I woke up to find that I'd built an entire online business.
Really, Joe? How'd you manage to do that?
Well, you see,
Wait a minute, Sleepy Joe. Let me guess. You had PushButton AI do all the work, didn't you?
That's right, Donald. It found me a fantastic domain name, built out a complete site, set up my shopping cart so I can get paid, and even wrote an entire email sales campaign for me, all while I was napping.
Well, I've been using PushButton AI too. And believe me, my new business, it's huge. The best. So much winning. You wouldn't believe.
This PushButton AI sounds phenomenal.
Oh, it is. It's almost as genius as I am.
But with better hair, no doubt.
Guys, all this talk is boring to me. What everyone needs to do is click the link of this video and go to the masterclass to see how to use this powerful technology to build their own profitable online business.
Well, if Elon says it, it must be worth a shot.
You're right, Barry. Everyone should click the link right now.
I can't believe I'm going to agree with Joe, but this masterclass sounds like it's going to be huge. Absolutely terrific. The best masterclass ever given, probably.
Okay, guys, how about we hit that link? Time is money.
For those of you who are not yet a PushButton AI customer, then you need to check this out. And all you need to do is go to pushbutton.ai/demo, pushbutton.ai/demo, and you can get a live one-on-one appointment to get on Zoom and see this powerful technology in action. And with PushButton AI, it will build an entire business from bottom to top. Everything you need, from your domain name to your logo to videos to audio lessons, an entire course that you can sell as your own, a 30-day email sequence that it writes. You can send a daily email for 30 days, all written by AI, and a whole lot more. It writes your sales page. If you're not sure how to write an expert sales page to convince people to buy stuff, it writes it for you. It writes a free report that you can give away to get subscribers to your list. It even creates and writes the opt-in subscription page to get people to subscribe to get the free report. And it goes on and on and on. It even writes your first 10 blog posts for you, and it can do so much more. Social media posts, ads, all of these things are done, and all you have to do is answer a couple of questions and push a button. Now, PushButton AI is not available to the public at the time of recording this video, and the only way to get in is by invite to our behind-the-scenes beta access. And during your live demo, we'll show you the technology. We'll actually work with you to actually map out an entire course that you could sell as your own. We'll outline the course with you together on the one-on-one Zoom call. And then if you so decide, if you're a good fit, you can come in, join our PushButton AI beta program, and be in business with that very course by the next day. Go to pushbutton.ai/demo to figure out if this powerful technology is right for you. You can register there. You'll book an appointment in the calendar. Be sure you show up. Our team will be very excited to meet you and show you how the tech works, outline your new course for you, and hopefully it's a fit and we can work together to launch your next business. "25 years of building online businesses, I've discovered that it can be a confusing and overwhelming process. Luckily, I made it through all of that, and I've generated over $100 million in results across all of my companies over the years. But for many entrepreneurs, like you maybe, you might be facing uncertainty, overwhelm, confusion about what to do next to make profit online. Whether you're starting your first business or you might be trying to grow your existing business. And if you would like to get certainty, clarity, and your own roadmap to success, then I'm offering a special one-on-one consultation. This is a one-on-one success session. It is absolutely free. And the reason I'm offering this is because I've found that if you help people understand their roadmap and their path forward, that they'll do business with you when it makes sense. So by showing you and helping you get that clarity, get that certainty, and having your own roadmap to achieve success through online entrepreneurship, I know that if it's a right fit, that you'll do business with me in the future. So I'm willing to offer this totally free to join a member of my team and learn for yourself. And don't worry, there is no high pressure sales tactics here. This is just help to help you succeed. So instead of the high pressure sales, we're going to jump on with you one-on-one. We'll have an interview session to learn a little bit more about you and put together a specific program. We'll do a follow-up call and you'll be able to join one of my experts, and they're going to help you achieve the clarity that you desire so that you know what to do, so you can make the maximum amount of profits fast for your unique situation. In this session, you're going to uncover exactly what business and marketing strategies are going to unlock the profits that you're looking for. You're going to uncover the best lead generation strategies for existing business owners. So if you've got a business that you want to expand, we're going to cover how to do that. If you're a new business owner, we're going to cover how to start your first successful business. We're going to help you deal with any overwhelm, confusion, or uncertainty on what to do next, which I find for new entrepreneurs is vital. Then we're going to help you figure out what might have gone wrong in the past, because chances are you've probably tried a few things and you might be frustrated with what happened. So we're going to cover what went wrong from past marketing efforts so that you don't make those mistakes again. Then you're going to discover unique methods of affiliate marketing that are not possible anywhere else. Finally, we're going to uncover any issues you might be having with mindset and the way you're approaching and thinking about your business so that you can learn what is the optimum way to get productivity, to stay motivated, to not go into procrastination, and actually get things done in your business. And then, if our push-button business building tools are the right solution for you, we will do a personalized live demo for you, and we'll show you how our tools can help you. And if it's a good fit, awesome, we can do some business together. And if not, you come away from the session with some value, knowing exactly what you need to do next. And that helps me achieve my mission in life, which is to help as many entrepreneurs like you as possible. Claim your absolutely free success session by going to the link that you see on the screen below and find exactly how we can help you. And whether or not you choose to do business with me now or sometime in the future, or maybe we don't do business at all, I am happy to be able to help you in your journey as an entrepreneur. I look forward to hearing all about your session. We'll see you next time.